Well, hello and howdy, everybody. It's early Tuesday morning. I just got the coffee pot brewing. Love the way it smells. Doctor says I shouldn't drink so much of it, so I've been drinking a little Tennessee whiskey instead of the coffee. But I got a pot brewing just in case this one gets a little hectic. As the boys was telling me, I had to get a report on this upcoming football weekend. Well, of course, it's going to be a big one. I mean, how could you not have a big weekend when Alabama is playing Mississippi? That's always a big game. But this year, both of them is highly thought of. Half of that equation is a permanent state of affairs, as Alabama has become something larger than life itself. Alabama has embodied Southern football to the point that it's become a national fascination. We all owe a great debt of gratitude to the program of Alabama for making college football interesting to people that it wouldn't have been interesting to 10 years ago. Folks at ESPN call that marketing. Well, marketing is good when you got a champion like Alabama, and they've done a good job of making sure that the NCAA, the SEC, and the University of Alabama is marketable. But this year, the product looks to be a little bit scratched. Maybe it got set on one of them Asian Chinese boats in some dock too long, but it came out a little rusty this year. Didn't really get a test. They thought Miami was the acid test. Turns out that wasn't even a good tune-up. And Alabama got a little scratched up in the visit to the swamp, and the image has been tarnished. But still, the shiniest one there. It's a year that everybody's seemingly having a tough time maintaining their shiny images. Ohio State has become very human and very humble. Their fan base is understanding it not quite as easy as they thought it might have been. Same with Clemson, except a different story there. Real sad, tragic story of watching a franchise and a dynasty wither before your eyes. But that's what has occurred at Clemson. And we bemourn it as they are the neighbors. I hate to see them having a tough time, but there ain't no hiding the fact that they're having a tough time. Arkansas has had a tough time. If you want to talk about hard times, go talk to Arkansas, because they have had hard times of late. They went out and hired Sam Pittman after hiring a Clemson Dabo Swinney's protege who ruined the program, and then hired someone from the Big Ten, and he couldn't figure it out. And they was in bad shape, couldn't win a ball game or two, and went a whole year without winning the SEC game, and it might have been two. Not trying to pile on the Arkansas fan bases, they have suffered mightily. But Sam Pittman has come on to the scene and invigorated the program and brought back glory that they never even had before. They've never had Southeastern Conference glory. Arkansas's glory has always been in the SWC. And they had their revenge in beating Texas this year and Texas A&M. So Arkansas is well fed in terms of revenge. Now they got to go play Alabama, a job that's more fitting for Texas or Texas A&M, but Arkansas is taking the axe, and they're going to fight the giant on the hill there. I think they might actually come out on top. It certainly wouldn't be a game I would put a wager on of any funds of any consequence. But as a sporting gesture, last week I was contending Arkansas would have no trouble with Texas A&M, and then if they give Alabama trouble, well, actually, they're not playing Alabama. Pardon me, folks. They're playing Georgia. Got that all backwards. Arkansas and Georgia's playing. Well, I got Georgia and Alabama mixed up. See, that's what's really happening is Georgia is ready to take the mantle of Alabama because Alabama has by nature faltered to an extent that they're vulnerable. And this is the year that Georgia should win the SEC because they have the best football team. I was joking about Georgia, Arkansas playing Alabama because that's how Arkansas looks at it. They're playing a team like Alabama, and they understand that. And they're not afraid, and they're going to come in here and play a ball game. Now, on the other side of the coin, Ole Miss is playing Alabama, for real. And that's what it's going to be, a cat fight. You can hear it right there. Just like in that backyard, it's going to be a nasty fight, and somebody's going to come out bloodied, and it wouldn't surprise me if Ole Miss comes out waving the flag as victors. And I'm going to predict that Ole Miss will defeat Alabama. I won't give you a score. That would be foolish. But last year it was 62-50 or something. So Ole Miss can hang 50 on Alabama last year. They can do it this year, and they'll probably come close. Now, how much is Alabama going to get? They had 31 against the best defense they saw, and it's a better defense than probably Arkansas's got, but I'm not really sure that's true. Arkansas has a competent SEC defense, and Alabama may have some trouble. I would say that they would get into the 30s, but not the 40s, and I think that won't be enough. That game is going to come out something possibly like a 38-31 in favor of the Ole Miss Rebels. And that's really the only games that matter, because all we keep up with is the Southeastern Conference, the SEC. We don't do much thinking about all them battles that Oklahoma might have. It seems like, in a nutshell, that Oklahoma is involved in a cat fight. You can hear it in the background. They getting ready to join the SEC, and they know it ain't going to be nothing but a cat fight. Ohio State's just trying to figure out how to stop people and maybe figure out why they can't score like they need to. Everybody's got problems, and it might be a jumbled year, and two lost teams still have a shot. So Clemson's still playing on paper for something. But the real story is Georgia and Arkansas. Georgia will get their only test so far this year. They will pass. They will probably win that game somewhere in the vicinity of 38-10. Any questions? This is General Beauregard. I try to keep you up to date on the games that matter because you can only watch 2 or 3 football games unless you're some kind of superhuman. I try to lead you to the game that you should pay attention to, and you can listen to the ESPN highlights for the rest of it. But the only game that matters at all are the 2 I mentioned. That's Alabama and Ole Miss, and Georgia and Arkansas, and I think that's going to be Ole Miss winning and Georgia winning, and that might be a replay of Atlanta. That's all I got, folks.